Hey everybody, this is me again, and I'm doing the next reading for the next week. Um, okay, and here it is. You're going to be following mostly my formatting, my usual formatting for these readings is the first card is going to be the overall for the week, the next card is going to be the beginning of the week, and the middle card is going to be kind of the middle of the week, and the third part is going to be the end of the week going into the weekend, or what you consider it. Um, so overall for the week is what I'm getting is Hera, the Empress, and she was reversed. So overall, what you're going to be focusing on is Hera was a goddess who was in a very interesting situation in her marriage to Zeus, who was an incestuous lout in most cases. He had sex with anything that would move, and his wife was left standing there and being bitter about it and things like that, and getting revenge on all his mistresses and all that kind of stuff. That was the basics behind most of what most of us know about Hera. But what we also might consider is that she's the goddess of, I believe, marriage and fidelity. So she had to take a very strong stand on this, and so she really had no choice in her marriage to Zeus, and she had basically no choice in her reactions to all his mistresses. She had to react very strongly. She may have overdone it in some ways, but what would you do with a guy who kept having sex with other women and having children by them? Not even other women. It was animals, mortals, gods, goddesses, pretty much anything that moved. Zeus had got a hand on, quite literally. And what this kind of is about is you're dealing with maybe infidelity, maybe, and it's internal infidelity, since it was not right side up. It's not necessarily someone who's betrayed you outwardly. Maybe it's not that family member that's pissed you off because they've done some things that you don't agree with, or they've betrayed you, or they've lied to you, or done something horrible to you. It's the fidelity of yourself. To yourself, to thine own self be true, is the words that come to mind, and that's what you're dealing with this month overall. This week overall is being true to yourself and how you react to that infidelity. Do you attack it viciously, or do you try to understand why it's going on and try to incorporate it into your daily life, and how do you accept it? That's pretty much what this card is talking to me about. It's the Empress is about nurturing things, but when it's Hera is the one that's speaking to me right now. It's not necessarily she is an empress of all the gods, but the main focus of this card right now is that portion of it is Hera. She's really speaking to me right now that you probably need to take a look at your motivations behind what you're doing when it's concerning yourself and um, where you're going, your motivations and what's driving you right now, and are you really being truthful? Are you lying to yourself just to be comfortable? That sort of thing. That's what this card is telling me. And the next three cards have a lot to do with that. Once again, this is also reversed, and it is Odin and the moon. Secrets and finding out secrets. Um, Looking at this card, the wolf beside him looks like it's looking towards something and wants to go after it, like he sees the obvious or sees something that he wants to go after. But Odin, the hunter person right here, isn't looking in the same direction, and he has his hand on the whole thing. His hand is like on his head, holding him back, kind of like warning him not to move forward, saying there's something over there that might interfere with what you want to do over here. Um, so this is like uncovering secrets. Um, Computer came unplugged. Sorry. Water in my business. Anyway. So, that's what this card is. Once again, it's reversed, so it's not necessarily secrets that people are keeping from you. It's secrets that you're keeping from people, from parts of yourself. Once again, it goes back to this card here. What lies are you telling yourself? What are you not stopping and listening to? Something in you is telling you to take a look around and stop, listen. Kind of like when you're crossing the street, look both ways, listen for cars, stop, look, and listen, I believe are the phrases that are told to children when they're learning to cross the street. This is just another thing saying, what secrets are you holding away from yourself? Because this is once again internalized. So you're looking at saying, what secrets am I holding for myself? And you're digging deep. And the moon is also about two parties that are maybe fighting, or maybe just two different parties that are coming together and talking about things. Kind of like negotiations are happening. That's what this card is about a lot. Negotiations between two people, or two parts of yourself in this case. Okay? That's the beginning of your week. So the middle of your week is it's right side up, so it's more on a more external stage. So at the beginning of your week, you have those thoughts of internal depth and things like that, where once again it's a cup, and it's also a minor arcana. So it's not so much. The major is kind of put into play that it's a higher power that's above you. I don't want to say God or anything, but just a higher plane of thinking is going on here. It's like something you can't really control. Whereas these cards, the minor arcana, are a little bit more minor and more, not minor in the sense that they're not as important. They're just more mundane, and they're more day-to-day things. So in this card is the Turtle, and the Four of Cups, and it's all about balance and foundations. This tree right here doesn't really seem to have a sturdy foundation, so the turtle's leaving. And it's kind of mirrored in the water here, of him, of the turtle coming up and coming to this tree. So maybe it's a balanced picture, where when he's leaving the tree, he's not leaving it in a huff. He's not leaving it in a hurry. He just knows it's time. He came here when he needed this, and then he's leaving because he no longer needs it, or it's no longer stable for him. So in the middle of the week, you might be dealing with, and since this is a cup, it's more on the emotional side, maybe. There's a lot of emotions involved in here, but it's not a chaotic amount of emotions, like it's not not a discord. It's a balance of emotions. You've come when you had time, and you stayed for as long as you had to, and then you're leaving, having learned something. So it's very balanced at this point. So yeah. And since it looks like maybe it was a flood or something that came in and kind of didn't destroy the stability of the place, so maybe it was, I don't know, too much emotions, or maybe there was a fallout, a big old fight that came in, and it was like a thunderstorm or something like that. I'm not necessarily thinking this, but it was just maybe something jerked you into thinking, okay, maybe it was something you discovered here. that is now reflecting itself into your more mundane life. You found some clarity here, and now it's mirroring itself in your day-to-day life. Where, okay, you found some motivations of yours don't really pass muster, and maybe you need to walk away from them and find new ground or new roots to put down, because these ones, they don't necessarily go where you think they are going. Okay? And the end of the week into the weekend is the Nine of Wands, or the Snake. A very transformative card. 9 is a very big number in my opinion, in Druidry, in magic. And it wasn't right side up. So it's more internal. So you've gone from internally finding revelations of yourself, bringing them into the more mundane world externally, and then going back internally and transforming yourself internally. Magically speaking, maybe spiritually speaking, these revelations that you found in this beginning of the week are bearing fruit in this one. So that's basically what that week is going to be all about, is nurturing yourself in finding the truth and living that truth and walking that path. And that's pretty much what this whole week is going to be about. I'm not saying it's going to be an easy week either. There's going to be a lot of chaos and a lot of transformation, but it's going to be as if you really saw it coming, but it's still difficult to swallow. But you're starting to swallow it. You're starting to swallow the medicine. You're starting to walk the walk. So, and the Snake is all about transformation. He sheds his skin when he grows out of it, and pretty much that's what this whole week is about. Growing out of your old skin and finding a new one, or growing a new one. So that's pretty much what this whole week is going to be about, and I hope to see you next week. See you later.